spoon in right hand to eat, sign with right hand, but a single gunshot wound entering the left cranial and exiting the right cranial just above the temporal bone. Hello, my friends. This is Brian Laundrie's Autopsy Report. On page 5, Detective Keller reported that the decedent's sister informed that the decedent was right-hand dominant. On page 15, the overall pathway or trajectory of the gunshot wound is left to right, very slightly upward, and having little to no significant front-back deviation. How strange. Right-handed Brian Laundrie shot himself with left hand. What are the possibilities? Possibility 1, that could be exactly what happened. That's consistent with who he is. He killed Gabby, but he pretended Gabby was still alive by texting between his and Gabby's phone and sending text message to Gabby's mom's phone from Gabby's phone. On August 27, an odd text to Gabby's mom's phone from Gabby's phone. It read, "Can you help Stan? I just keep getting his voicemails and missed calls." Stan is Gabby's grandfather, but her mother says Gabby never referred to him by his first name. Gabby's mother said it was out of character and concerning. August 30, another odd text. It read, "No service in Yosemite." So he was trying to deceive Gabby's parents that Gabby was still alive and was heading to the park in California. And she was not contacting them because there was no service. He drove Gabby's van to Florida, but he deceived everybody else as long as he can by parking the van in the park instead of his parents' driveway. That's probably why it took law enforcement 11 days to find out the van was back in Florida without Gabby.
When did you find out that he returned without her?
The night of the 11th, when the detective came to my door to let me know that the van was in Florida with him. She also said that he had obtained a lawyer. I almost fell on the ground because I was just like, where's Gabby? And that was my response to that information. And I just went into shock. I knew something was wrong.
And he even deceived his own sister, who claimed she didn't know Brian was back with the van without Gabby.
Was Brian with you on September 1st? Did he come to this house?
Yes, he came to this house with my parents in their Mustang, not the van. I did not know that he took that van back. I found out the next day with everybody else. We are just as upset, frustrated, and heartbroken as everybody else.
Of course, it's consistent with who he is to shot himself and pretend somebody else shot him. So possibility 2, who else would shoot Brian if he didn't shoot himself? Nobody except his parents. If he shot himself with left hand to imply that somebody else shot him, he implied his own parents. Nobody else knew where he was hiding except his parents. Nobody else yet knew what he did to Gabby except his parents. Listen to his attorney stating crispy clearly that on September 14th, they already knew 2 young lives have lost their lives.
September 14th, when I first went on video, I said there are 2 families here that have suffered a great tragedy. There are 2 young people that have now lost their lives.
Nobody else in this world knew that at that time but Brian Laundrie's parents and attorney. How did they know that? If Brian had not told his parents of what he did to Gabby, How did they know that Brian was already dead on September 14th if his parents had not shot him, or they had not been present when Brian shot himself, or they had not found the dead Brian when they searched him on September 14th and choose not to inform law enforcement of what they found? Listen to their attorney stating that his parents went there to look for Brian on September 14th.
Just one more thing about that, and I promise I will let it go. Did your clients go out to the reserve prior to yesterday morning on their own at any time?
Yes, they did. Back in early September, I shouldn't say early September, mid-September, which would have been the 14th and the 15th.
Were they there with Brian or with authorities?
No, they were there on their own. That was the day after Brian had went for the hike and didn't come home.
And what did they do there?
They walked around the trails looking for Brian initially.
Is this when they picked up the car?
On the second day, they picked up the car, correct.
Did they find any items or anything that led them to believe that he was out there at that time?
Beside the car? No.
So, 4 possibilities. 1. Brian shot himself with his left hand. 2. Brian's parents shot Brian. 3. Brian shot himself while his parents were present. 4. Brian shot himself. Brian's parents found him dead on September 14th and chose to leave him there for law enforcement to find that out on law enforcement's timetable. What is your thought? Leave it in the comments section. Don't forget to click the like, subscribe button or notification bell if you like this video. Take care and see you later.